Shalom as well. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, Yahawadah, Hashem, Raquah, Quadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Bakim, Wakim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, this is a lesson that or a scripture that I just recently found, because the thing is, and not to big myself up, but more so to kind of give you a bit of some friendly advice. All right. Basically, when it comes to the scriptures, as an Israelite, you should get into the habit of reading the scriptures daily, at least, cracking open a chapter a day. If you feel so inclined, maybe do more or whatever, just whatever it is to you. At the same time, don't overload yourself, don't burn out. That's very important that you separate the two. You separate your personal time with the scriptures, and you don't feel like, I've been doing this so much, like I don't want to do anymore, or some type of BS like that, something like that. Because, like, say for example, you're playing a video game, that also can, burn you out, and then you're like, okay, well, I don't want to play this anymore. I put in 100 hours or whatever, so I'm just gonna stop playing because it's not it for me anymore. It's not doing it for me anymore. So basically, slocky about that. That was a strange tangent. You know what? Actually, let's get into that then. All right. Let's get into that instead. Acts 17. 11. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and search of scripture daily, whether those things were so. Basically, Slakia. Basically, the thing with that is how for us, when we are told the truth, when we're told anything, one thing we should be doing is to make sure, like, okay, is this actually the case? All right, is this something that is validated? Is this valid? Is this true? All right, you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to test. Okay. Revelation chapter 1, I think it's verse 3. Yes, Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and hear those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. That's another thing where, you want to be blessed. So what do? You seek after Yahawadah. You seek after, pleasing the Lord. And the way you please the Lord is by constantly familiarizing yourself with what the scriptures say. Okay, rather than just, oh yeah, I just want to do this simply because, but you're doing, or I would rather spend my time playing video games and stuff like that, or watching a movie. Instead, you spend some of your time, not all your time, obviously, spend some of your time being more familiar with, okay, what did Yahawadah say? What did this say? What happened? What are these mistakes that our ancestors made that we want to avoid? That's basically this type of stuff that we do, and we take part, or we should be doing to take part in. And this is where you're gonna grow in wisdom, grow in knowledge, and this is a more manageable. Speaking as a man through my own experience, this is a more manageable thing because you're growing gradually rather than just overloading your brain and then not actually retaining all the information. Okay, because the thing is that which is hard to do, is that if you just fill yourself up with with a whole bunch of stuff, you're not going to be able to keep everything in. You have to, and let's prove that with scripture. Is it Proverbs chapter 6? I don't think 6, 15. Proverbs 25, Slakia, 6, verse 16. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. Okay, so, too much of a good thing can be bad for you. And you don't want to fill yourself up on stuff because, the thing is, this truth, too much of it's going to be shocking. Like, for example, it's kind of like realizing that your entire life was a lie and that type of stuff. It can be mentally damaging to people, right? Because it's like if you've seen that one movie, I forgot the name of the movie, but it was the one with Jim Carrey where he's in the TV show. I don't remember the name of the movie, but he was in a TV show, and he was basically going crazy. Like this. These are the types of stuff that actually can make you go crazy. When you find out stuff like that, it's like how can that be? Like that's just it's to come to the realization that your life that you've been living, the stuff that you've been doing, it's all for nothing. All right. You mean I've been putting all my time and effort, my money or whatever, into something that isn't going to net me any positives, isn't going to net me any benefits. That can get very traumatic. All right, it can be very detrimental to your health, to your mind, mental health, not your health, but also that's another thing where sometimes, depending on what it is, your mental health can reflect onto your physical health. So sometimes people actually suffer physically as a result of the things that they go through mentally. All right. So yeah, that was basically some of the things where for us, yes, people might think, oh yeah, well you should love the Bible all the time. You want to go spending your entire day on the Bible, reading the Bible, this and the third, and stuff like that. Well, I mean, sure, that's okay, kinda, not really. All right, but the issue is with which you're not condemned if you do that, but at the same time, it's just like sometimes it's not the best thing, because when it comes to information retention, you want to, as we read in Proverbs 25 verse 16, if you have found too much honey, too much of a good thing is bad for you. If you fill yourself up on honey, you're gonna vomit it up. So like this, it's like, okay, you need to take things in moderation and not just only worry about this, but take some time to go. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you should be a slacker either. All right. James 1, 20 verse 22, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. If any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man, behold his natural face in a glass. Okay, so basically, you have to actually partake. You have to actually participate in doing the things okay, the Lord wants me to do this. I have to do this. I have to put in time. I have to put in effort. I have to strive for perfection. Strive to adjust, make these adjustments, and to pleasing YAHAWAH. Yes, so it's not a matter of just, okay, well, I'm just going to spend my entire time. And that's the thing. As a matter of fact, let's end it off with that. I believe that's in Ecclesiastes. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So yeah, basically, it's good to balance your life, balance your time. Yes, sometimes you study, sometimes you can go play, sometimes you sleep, sometimes you eat, sometimes you whatever. Okay, there's a time and place for everything. The Lord made us this way, but at the same time, just have some control. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Yahawadah, YAHAWASHI, the elders and apostles, Millstone, Abad, and Shalom.